Yes, I said actually, the only reason being I said they called, they not pick. Now so they be tell me.
But what
But
type
for
of
the interview, if you really pass fine, if you pass fine, and they be in the interview said be teacher because they be interviewing me for more than 2 hours. Then I no matter they really support interview them.
Yes,
I
that's
don't tell
because
me
you
when
want to
my
move
own
with kids.
side.
I understand. That now the reason that
Yes,
I ever tell people say if you want to move with a family with kids, especially, you get to
family.
be prepared, especially when it comes to the financial backing, because finance go automatically rise. Because you know if you do proof of funds for one person, you dey expect say you want go with picking. No, 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 no. If you do, you get to do them for
Exactly.
everybody. Okay, now for the Sweden, you will do proof of funds for all the 4 people. Now you guys were 4 in total, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, boys, they already more than 17. So it was just for the 2 last ones, the one that is 15 and 13 now. So it was proof of funds for 3 persons.
Okay, the ones that were below 18 years.
Yeah, below 18.
Oh, I understand now. I understand.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, normally when a
Anyway,
child
it
is not
was
up
a
to
good
18.
experience.
Yeah, it was a good experience. But why would an embassy say they called and the bank didn't pick? Okay, what happens again? Can't they call the second time? See, these things are just so discouraging. I'm just telling you. Because it sounds funny. If you tell me that you called, the bank didn't pick, then you have to call again. But
Why
anyways,
not call again?
yeah. Anyways, that's how,
The thing is that particularly Swedes, like they have their own system because it's like the school is an independent body and the immigration is an independent
exactly.
body.
They don't have
Unfortunately,
anything
they
to do
don't
with
work.
each other. Yeah, I understand.
They don't work hand in gloves. School will give you a different program. Immigration is working on another program. For example, when I went to that Abuja and came back, I started studying online. It was not easy even studying online. I had to write an exam online. I was writing immigration. I write immigration. Immigration was I should write school. When I write school, school will say they are an independent institution. I should write immigration. That's not in their department. I studied for more than 1 month. I had to ask before they send me the refusal message. I was like, after we paid more than we paid, I think I was going to pay like 6 million or 5 point something million from April to September. Then now, before they even gave the result, now I was already time back. The time that we had to apply for refund had already passed.
Okay.
When they send the information, I had to call somebody in the last state. I think it's Lafia, the last state before you get to Abuja. I had to call him to go to Abuja and get me the refusal document. When he got it, sent it, he emailed it to me. I sent to the school. School had to reduce 1.5 million from the money that we paid as fee that apply late. But if I tell you, say no, I don't know how I live. Ride that day to Caritas Crossroad motor not jam me. I went to one of my friends' salon. I sat down and cried. See, I cried to tell my husband the call I know they pick. The call I know they pick, my friend pick call. Give me phone.
Imagine school go call you 1.5 million. Say you apply late. This is the same thing someone faced with the German embassy. Time where COVID-19 period come. He go back say they say they no fit apply for visa. Bon, give me my money now. You know block account issues. Bank say go to the embassy. Go take a letter, refusal letter. Will not even apply. How you want more take refusal letter? Bank say go to the embassy and take refusal letter. Okay, now embassy part you dey call embassy dey pick. Nobody is picking the call. At the end of the day now, we don't mount pressure. Embassy pick now before write letter now. Gian say more gian for bank for disburse money. See, immigration stuff is really it. In fact, if you are not like really determined, you would quit before you even succeed. That's what I used to tell people.
They get that because that day happened that we arrived the embassy a little bit late. We arrived like 5 minutes late. Reason being that there was so much traffic that day. So now when we got there now, they already caught the girl before me. So as she left, as I went there, I told them that where I travel with kids. We arrived last evening. They fell sick because the children really vomited at the road. Even though we hire somebody from a cop to Abuja and back. But you know that distance is long, my brother. From 4 a.m. we arrive Abuja around past 6 in a private car. You know the way military people drive. So it was quite a very long journey with the kids. It was not easy. So I explained to them. I wrote an email. I told them that where the kids were sick. So I had to get medication. So these things I just formed them. They were actually weak, but they were not hot. So I told them that when they vomited like that, they were hot, and I had to get medicine that evening. And the next morning they could not take the medicine when they have not.
Yeah, medications without eating is very dangerous.
I wrote them there. I was praying that they reschedule me. Thank God for God. They reschedule me. See. So when I got in there now, the girl that came before me, my brother, before he arrived the house in Abuja, they already sent her. They already sent her refusal letter. They rejected her application. The next day, the boy that came after me, they rejected his own. They rejected like 5.
They are all Cameroonians.
2 days. All Cameroonians. I'm still talking with someone. All that long stay like that, we're hoping that they will really give it. The school resume now. I didn't know if I was kids in school or not. They had to stay in the house for at the end, no result. At the end of the day now, I went and registered them in school. I bought them uniforms. I could not buy any textbook. They will be complaining, Mom, don't have textbook. I said people should wait. My brother, if I tell myself about the other side, no. You know if you understand.
Wait, you want to tell me? You have not traveled before. You will not understand the hurdles in this study abroad stuff. I have a lot of experiences. When I sit, sometimes I tell people, they look at me like this. They are like, this boy, where do you get? See, I still remember a day I was standing and waiting for the bus in Ankara, in Turkey. You understand? For me to, I was living in one particular hotel like that. For me to leave from that hotel to the diplomatic areas, they call it Chankara, an area in Ankara. They call it Chankara. For me to leave and go there, the taxi man was charging me 50 Turkish lira, which is a distance I can trek. You see, that was when my story began. In fact, a lot has to. It's just that people don't understand. Immigration, you have to be patient. That's why I always tell people that you have to start the process early. You have to keep pushing and make sure you are patient, because if you are not patient, you will leave the thing halfway. And if people are complaining that they are not getting appointments, if they tell them how many times I have booked appointments since 2015 till 2020, they will not understand. When I see people complaining, sometimes I'm just so, it's just so funny to me. Anyways, let's go straight to the crux of the matter now. So now, the issue is what you have is just your bachelor's degree.
Yes.
The master's, but normally the transcript is supposed to be available if you finish coursework already for masters.
I'm done with that.
Then you should, I think.
I'm done with coursework. It's left just the defense.
Then your transcript should be ready. Oh, I understand. If you haven't defended and you cannot have, they cannot write at the end that you finish everything, because they have to indicate at the end of the transcript, because your defense is still hanging. You haven't finished. So until you finish the defense, then your supervisor will sign. Then then the transcript office will validate it. I understand now. So now, what the documents you have are just your bachelor's degree and the transcript and high school documents, right? Then in this case, Finland is going to close on the 18th. On the 18th of this month, followed by the online exam, which is going to be around February 8th. I'm not certain. I will still have to check. Then followed by the group interview in March, around March 18th. Then after that, before they can issue you an acceptance offer, they call it group interview. It's just like something you guys sit in a group. They will obviously explain every detail when you succeed with the first stage, because after you finish with the application now, they will have to evaluate your stuff. If you are qualified, they will send you emails to the next phase, which is the group, which is the online exam. After the online exam, if you succeed with that, then they will send you another email inviting you for the group interview, which is going to be in March. Then until after the group interview now, before, if you succeed again with that, because they will be dropping people as they move forward, you understand? So after this group interview now, that is when others will be accepted, you would be accepted, others will be accepted, and some people will go home. Yeah, that's it.
I see.
A lot of people will go home after the online exam. A lot of people will go home. That's because they don't, it's not difficult, but they don't master the keywords, the things they are supposed to do. Yeah, in the coming days or probably coming weeks, I will produce videos about that so that others can benefit from the info. Yeah. So that is how Finland is going to look like. So I was talking to Hobby. He was talking to me about Canada. So I explained to him that the only thing I can do for Canada is I can apply to a community college, because we remember we delayed already. We were talking about United States on how you can get something for free, PhD for free, or even masters. I remember talking to you about that. But in US, there is a timeline. Scholarships like graduate teaching assistantships and graduate research assistantships and graduate assistantships and of course fellowships, they have a timeline they offer those scholarships to people. You understand? So the universities will always insist and say that there is a deadline for scholarship consideration. You understand? Then after the scholarship deadline for consideration is over, if you are given admissions, if you apply after that date and you get admissions, you will have to sponsor yourself. These are informations I always put on the channel, but so what I am saying now is, because most schools are to close, I think the only school I saw today is Florida State University. It's still accepting applications till I think it's Sunday. When is 15? 15 is supposed to be on Sunday, I guess. So Florida is saying that their last day is 15. Normally they push it in front because there is somebody I was working together with for Florida State, but later on everything was abandoned. Like I told you, this thing is a lot of stress. Yeah, if you engage in it. And another hurdle again is the issue of recommendation letters. One subscriber was complaining to me that he has issues because nobody wants to recommend twice, and I understand how these things works. So an issue, I don't think you can have a problem with recommendation letters. Equally, motivation letters is another very important part. But the issue now, if we apply now, it may be a little slow for you to get a scholarship. Remember, another method for you to pull through to this with ease is when you speak to supervisors directly. And in most of my videos, I explain how you can go directly to supervisors, find them, speak to them, and let's see how it goes. Because sometimes the supervisors are the people in charge of the admissions committee. They are the one to decide, because you are the one to come in and do research with them. So they are the ones to decide. But most of the times, the graduate coordinators or the graduate directors also equally have a say in it. All right. So it is always important to start contacting graduate coordinators before you even start the application. Sometimes it's always good to make them know you. All right. Send them back-to-back emails, because sending them back-to-back emails will create room for, let me say, familiarity. You understand? And because if you text the graduate coordinator for the first time and say, "Sir, I'm interested in this," and she responds, right? Now, and you go and you don't text again, of course you will forget. For someone like me, if I must know your name, I would have to call it like 2 times, or maybe see you 2 times or 3 times before it can stick in my brain. You understand? So the graduate coordinators is always the target, because they will always be on the table when decisions are made. So when you make them understand that you are intelligent, you are qualified to go into the program before you apply, it is a key factor for you. You may go in. For example, let me quote an example. There is someone I was working with. At a certain stage, one university was requesting for IELTS. You understand? One university was requesting for IELTS, and